Okay, so you're a photographer and you're looking for a way to get your shots to stand out from the wall of noise, which is what I call it when you open up an Instagram or a Flickr and you see nothing but thousands upon thousands of photos scrolling by. You really want to stand out from that crowd. Or maybe you're into old school art house photography or the look of old Polaroids give you. I'm not talking about Polaroids that you'd pull out and shake and they would develop. I mean the old pull and peel backs, the proofs you used to need to have in a medium format camera. It gives you a very different, very cool looking photograph that you just don't see much these days. Well, this is the camera for you. It's called a Holga. It was invented in the early 80s by the Chinese to bring affordable photography to the people of China, and that's because it is in essence a brick of plastic. This thing is a tank. It takes 120 medium format film. You load it in the back, you spool it on, and you get about 12 6 by 6 centimeter shots out of the camera. It has a 60mm lens. It has only two f-stops, f8 and f11, and there's a cloudy and sunny switch here that you switch it back and forth to get those. And it has a fixed shutter speed of 1/1000th of a second. It has no reflex viewfinder, so it has an offset viewfinder, so you don't actually see what you're getting, but you get an idea of what you're getting. And then you focus it, and it has 4 settings here. It has a picture of a person, which I've discovered is about 1 meter away. A little picture of a family, which is about 2-ish meters, a group 3 to 5 meters, and then a mountain, which is for your infinite distance for doing your best Ansel Adams impressions and trying to photograph Yellowstone National Park. I highly recommend, if you're a photographer and you're serious about photography, you're serious about learning new things and getting looks no one else has, to buy this camera for 35 bucks online. You can get like 5 rolls of 120 film for about 35 bucks, 40 bucks also online, like a 5-pack. And there are places online that'll process it and then send you back your film plus digital scans. There's a site called thedarkroom.com where you send them your film and they process it and they scan it for you. And you can then take those scans and put them online. Personally, I love shooting what's called E6, which is slide film. And I'm going to show you some examples of that here, where you can see that it's like giant transparencies. They can be printed, or I like just viewing them under a light box. And if you're crafty, some people take them and they cut them out and they mount them behind light boxes and show them on their walls like that. It's a very cool way of displaying your photos. But I love shooting E6 on this camera. So I'm going to show you some examples of what this camera can do that I've taken. If you look here, you can see some shots where I used to live on Venice Beach, and these are some shots of me walking around Venice, just taking shots as I go, doing a little street photography with it. If I see something interesting, I take a shot. This is cool. So here, these 3 shots were taken in succession in the camera and then not cut apart, and they make a really cool looking sort of stepped panoramic. This is off of Abbot Kinney. Here's some more streets done down by the ocean. You can see how cool this looks in black and white. You know, it's sort of just a very interesting, very cool look. It has a very deep vignetting to it because of the imperfections in it. And these shots here show light leaks. And this is the sort of stuff these filters are trying to emulate, but never really capture. And that's because the camera, being a brick of plastic, isn't the most light, solid thing. So if you want to have no light leaks, I recommend putting tape all around the camera here, taping it up. Just brown tape, blue painter's tape works fine. And that keeps the light leaks from sneaking in. I also like using this camera in my professional work. After I get a few shots with my digital gear, I'll pull this guy out and get a few shots with the 120 film. Here's a model I took down to Joshua Tree, and you can see how cool these shots look. These are all with the Holga. And it's important to know how to shoot in the light. I often recommend keeping the sun to the model or subject's back. If you can, shoot in the shade. You don't have to, but it gives you a more even finished look. You can also do some cool stuff like take double exposures where you just take the shot and then don't bother advancing the film. Take a second composed shot like this one, take the second shot, then wind it up. Go to the next frame. It's just some very, very, very cool looks you can get. And like I mentioned before, here's a sequence where I didn't cut the frames. I think they work better as a triptych. And they tell the story in 3 frames. I like to keep this shot this way. It's uncut film, and I just love the visual roughness of the whole thing. It's awesome. So that's the Holga in a nutshell. I hope you like the video. I hope you get one. I hope you take pictures with it. If you do, hashtag Holga, and also send me some links in the comments. I'd love to see the photos you take, see what you're doing with it. If you have any more questions or comments about medium format photography, the Holga, analog photography, old school shooting, let me know in the comments, and maybe I will do a future video where I talk about some of these things and address thoughts you might have about photography. and I hope you come back. Please subscribe, and please join me for more adventures. I take pictures, I make things, I shoot movies, I go on locations. I'm just trying to have a good time. All right, so thanks for coming. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye.